Hey guys, my next talk is with Nancy Rooks. She was hired on at Graceland as Elvis Presley's cook and maid in May of 1967. She was there at Graceland on that awful day when we lost Elvis. Now, this is a pretty cool interview. It's going to piss off some people, but I really don't care. And when we get to that part, if there's anybody that I believe Nancy Rooks. Why? Because I don't think she has a bone in her to lie. She's very much a Christian, and when she had a chance to pick somebody out because they did something wrong, she wouldn't do it. So I think she's a good Christian woman. So guys, you got to give her a little bit of time when she answers my questions. You know, she's a little slow at it. And at the end, when you think that she's done, she's not really done. So go all the way to the end. You're really going to be shook. So, guys, after you hear it, please write down at the bottom of this page. And I look forward to reading it. Okay, you guys, this is Joe Krein, and enjoy.
Okay, I have with me here, I got Nancy Rooks. Hello, Mrs. Rooks.
Hi.
Hey, I was just interviewing just yesterday Dick Grove, and we were talking about bringing Elvis home and Gladys home back to the meditation gardens. Now, you were there working at the mansion when they were digging up the meditation garden.
When they decided on bringing them home, and they had to get, permission from the city of Memphis, to bring the bodies there, and the resident had to be changed. The resident had to be changed.
Mrs. Rooks, when did they decide to bring Elvis to the meditation gardens? I got a little bit of I got two different answers here. Dick Grove said it was right away, as soon as Elvis died, that they were going...
No, it wasn't just as soon as he passed.
Okay.
It was some time. It was some months before they, the city let them, you had to rezone that area before they could bring them in there.
Yeah, but when did they decide that they wanted to do that? Was it after when somebody tried to take the bodies, or no, it was before that?
It was after. Somebody tried to take the bodies.
Okay. Do you remember them digging up the meditation gardens?
I didn't understand you.
Do you remember when they were digging the holes to put the caskets in the garden?
Yeah. I went down there and looked at them. But they bought his mamas there first.
Okay.
And, bought her statue and everything with the angels and everything. They bought that there first, and then later on, they went and got, heathen. And bought it there. And placed it, down there.
Yeah.
And they tried to get his twin. Next, on the last end, they tried to get his twin. But they couldn't find no sign of nowhere, because at that time, they was putting kids, in the gardens and pasteboard boxes and things at that time.
Yeah.
So they didn't have no,
Oh, yeah, no, there would be...
sign or nothing of that twin.
Yeah, no, after that long...
So
yeah.
at that time, the doctor didn't know she was with two babies. He just thought she had one. That's why they hadn't died, because it let them stay, in too long.
Yeah. It says in your book that you saw on the side of the vaults that they had the names on the side of the vaults?
I went there and looked. You talking about...
Yeah, I guess written on the side of the vault was Elvis. On the other one, it was written in chalk, Gladys. Do you remember that?
Down at the cemetery.
Yeah, well, at Meditation Gardens.
Yeah, that's right.
Were you there when the backhoe was there digging up the holes?
Yeah.
How did that make you feel seeing that? And what did it do to Vernon? I mean, it must have been awful for Vernon.
Well, he felt better for him to be home than down there where he was at.
Right.
You know, after he got a rezone and everything, he felt better.
Right.
Bringing him home.
Right.
Because there he knew wasn't nobody coming there.
Right.
You know, to get him out of there.
Yeah.
Some of us would be there at all times.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they put in a camera that would watch the meditation gardens, too, in case somebody would try to...
Oh, yeah.
Right. Was there any other kind of security?
Oh, yeah. Most of the time I was out there at night anyway, and at the trophy room, you know, out back.
Uh-huh.
And then had a guard walking around out there all night anyway.
Yeah.
It'll be Osa, the other man, Blackman thought his name. He would be walking around out there.
Uh-huh. Were you there when they brought the caskets?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they have a sermon?
Just a private family. It just was just a family, close family.
Uh-huh.
And, we had a little, what you would call meditation.
Yes. Yeah. Was this at night?
Like a prayer and...
Right.
You know, and be thanking the Lord for letting them, you know, be home. And, you know, kind of like, just like that.
Yeah, yeah. Was this done at night?
Well, it was late in the evening.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It wasn't dark.
No.
It was almost dark, though.
Yeah. Now, was this...
I walked down there and looked, you know, inside of the thing that it was going to be put in.
Uh-huh.
And it was just like gold inside of there.
Yeah, because it was lined with copper.
Yeah, copper, that's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was this under a tent? Did they do this under a tent? Did they put a tent out there while this was being done over top where Vernon would sit?
Yeah, where it wouldn't rain or anything?
Yeah.
Like a shed over the top.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you were there when they put the bodies down in the ground?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And after it was all done, did you ever go out and say goodbye? Or?
Well, I'd go down there and talk to him.
Yeah, did you?
I would go down there and talk to him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'd go down there and talk to him and you know, just tell him that I was sorry that he had to leave, you know, as soon as he did.
Uh-huh.
But wherever you at, I hope you're in peace and at rest.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Is there anything else that you would want to say about that time? What did you think about when somebody they wanted to steal a body? What did you think about that?
Well, and at that time, I just thought it was really, really, really stupid in a person that wanted to do something like that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, because I didn't understand what on earth would you do with a person's body anyway.
Right.
Even if you gotten it. You know?
Right, yeah. What would you do with it?
Because it was going to vanish anyway.
Uh-huh.
So why would a person want to get a person, you know, body?
Right. Unless they wanted to keep it and then ran.
The only thing I know they was trying to do was to get money.
Right.
You know, I don't think it was even their intention in the first place, or even if they got it, or keeping it, they wanted to know how much money could they get for it.
Right.
After they got it. Now, this is my opinion.
Right. Now, what did that do to Vernon?
Well, he just upset him.
Sure.
It upset him real bad because he didn't think nobody would do such thing as that.
Yeah.
there, and I just couldn't believe. I know he couldn't believe, and I couldn't either. And nobody else really hardly believed that a person would do something like that.
Yeah. Did you talk to Aunt Delta about it?
Well, she just thought it was an awful thing too.
Yeah.
You know, the family was just kind of upset, you know, about this completely.
Yeah.
You know, about a person just really automatic, you know, doing this, but they had their guards and things out there until they could, you know, until they could, you know, move it from out there. They just kept it guarded out there until they could get it from out there.
Yeah. Now, was Delta there when they brought the caskets back to Meditation Gardens?
Yeah, she was there.
She was there. Can you remember who else was there, Nancy? I know it's been a long time.
Maybe his grandmama.
Right, Dodger, yeah.
Dodger and his auntie, Aunt Nash, and his first cousin, probably Patsy.
Oh, yeah, Patsy was there.
Yeah, and probably maybe who else was the secretary at the time was there, and then maybe 3 or 4 more maids, you know, was there.
I guess Sam Thompson was there.
At that time, and it was Sam Thompson, Charlie Hodge,
Dick Grobe.
Maybe, I'm trying to think of that.
Yeah, that's
Jerry Shillis. Let's see.
Yeah, that's okay, hon. That's okay. Yeah. Okay, Nancy, I just want to thank you. How you been doing? You going to write another book or anything? Or?
Oh, well, no. I wrote the book come out.
Right.
The year before last. Inside the Graceland. You have that book, right?
I do have that book. Yes, I do. That's why I was looking in it. I was looking in it, so I knew that you were there, and I thought it would be good to ask you some questions about it.
Oh, he was like my brother to me.
Elvis was.
Yeah, and when he was home, that's the way I treated him. That's the way he wanted to be treated. He didn't want to be treated like no movie star when he's home. And I said, well, I treat you like you my big brother. He said, yeah, that's the way I want to be treated.
Yeah.
So that's the way I would treat him, you know, and just talk to him, you know, like it's Elvis, you know.
Right. But was he happy in the later years, though? I mean, when he wasn't feeling well in that, Nancy, was he happy? Did he seem happy? You know, people, they say so much. People say so much now that
sometimes, he was under a lot of pressure because them boys had put him on a lot of pressure, which he had told me he wanted to get rid of all of them.
Really?
Because they stayed in trouble and kept him paying out a lot of money for no reason, and he just wanted to get rid of them. But like he told me, he was just too short a time train anybody to do what had to be done. And he didn't have the time to train anybody else in the short time that he had. Because other than that, he wanted to get rid of them.
He was tired of them all.
Costing him a lot of money.
Yeah. Do you know which ones that they wanted to get rid of, or no? All of them. Wanted to get rid of all of them?
Well, it probably would have been maybe 3 or 3 maybe he would have kept. But then the rest of them, he was going to let them go. Because he told me about it, you know. And he said, I just don't have the time. He said, I ain't talking about y'all mates. He said, but them others, SOBs.
Really?
He said, I need to get rid of them because they're costing me too much money. They're always in trouble. They're always doing something. And I'm just, not the bone, just paying out too much money.
Did he ever talk to you about the Colonel?
I know. That's somebody he never said nothing about. I'd have liked to say something, but he never did say anything about him.
And Nancy, what would you have liked to say to?
Because I would like to tell him that he needed another manager to get rid of that. Get rid of him too.
Uh-huh.
Because most of them was scared of him anyway.
Uh-huh.
They was afraid. They'd run like rabbits when they seen him.
Yeah. Nancy, were you surprised when Elvis died?
Well, it was kind of shocking to me.
Uh-huh.
To go that quick, you know.
Uh-huh. But you knew he wasn't well.
But there was some, it was signs all down the line.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Did he talk to you about his health?
Not really.
No.
But he just maybe say that he didn't feel well or didn't feel good or something like that, you know.
Uh-huh.
But,
did he look forward?
I would tell him he looked good. I said, you look good.
Uh-huh.
You know, even if you don't feel good, you look good.
Yeah.
And I said, stay looking like you looking. I'd pat him on the jaw.
Uh-huh.
Turn the other cheek. And tell me to pat him on the other cheek.
Oh, yeah. Was he looking forward to going out on tour?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he enjoyed.
He was going to go that night, but he had said that after that, he was going to stop.
Really?
Yeah, that he was going to have to stop.
Uh-huh.
And, he was just going to, he said, if I finish this, I'm going to quit. I'm going to just, when I start back, I'm going to just make movies. I'm not going to be
touring.
You know, putting on shows and things.
Yeah. Hey, Nancy, was he in love with Ginger Alden?
In the beginning, he were.
Yeah.
But he's not supposed to have gotten her. He supposed to got her sister.
Oh, Elvis liked her sister, but got her?
Got her sister, not her.
Uh-huh.
But see, all three of them came there together that night.
Uh-huh.
And he picked out the one that he wanted.
Uh-huh.
But he probably got the other one.
Uh-huh. Was he going to marry her?
One time, he thought about it.
Uh-huh.
Because he had bought her this white fur coat and this white hat and this ring and everything he had bought her.
Uh-huh.
And he told me he had spent $60,000 on her.
Oh, my God.
And he says, I done spent $60,000 on that. You have? I said, what do you spend all that money for?
Uh-huh.
And he said, well, I was planning on marrying her. I said, you were? She's too young for you. He laughed at me.
Uh-huh.
He said, well, she don't know how to teach her. And his grandmother told me the same thing. And
Yeah.
He told her the same thing. Oh, she don't know how to teach her.
Yeah, well, wasn't Ginger Alden's mom or family, didn't all they want was money?
Yeah.
Did he ever talk about that? Because she tried to say that Elvis was going to buy her or pay for her house. After Elvis died, they went to court over that.
He come up with a lot of things.
Yeah.
He come up with a lot of things afterward, but it didn't work.
Well, I was told...
You have to have this stuff in writing.
Yeah. You know, Nancy, I was told that if Elvis had gone on the next tour, that Ginger Alden was supposed to be done with, and there was another girl on tour waiting for Elvis.
That's right.
It's true.
That's right.
There was another girl that was going to wait.
Absolutely right.
Do you know what her name was?
But she wasn't going to... She supposed to have been... went that night. She supposed to have left that night with him, or that morning.
Uh-huh.
But then she said she wasn't going.
Yeah.
She was going to wait until the next day to go.
Uh-huh.
But then he said if you don't go tonight, then you don't go at all.
Uh-huh. This other girl.
The other girl was already, out there waiting.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Did he like this other girl a lot?
Well, I really don't know. I never did know what the other girl's name or who she were.
Uh-huh.
I just heard said something about with another one, but who she were or what her name were, I really don't know.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Nancy, one other thing. Right before Elvis died and after Elvis died, there was a lot of things being stolen from Graceland. Did they ever find out who was doing that? I mean, I know there was some jumpsuits that were stolen, some guns were stolen. Do you remember that?
I just heard about it like you heard about it.
Uh-huh.
Although I was working there, but for me to put my finger on somebody,
right.
I got an idea who they were, but I'm not calling anybody's name.
Right. But it was being done. It was happening.
Yeah, it was being done.
Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, he's not even gone, he's not even gone that long, and they're stealing from him. Jeez. Nancy, thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, honey.
Yeah, nice talking to you.
Okay, you take care.
All right, then.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.